Well, Merry Christmas Eve. I wanted to show you a really cool way to make lemon loaf without going into all the work of making a lemon cake by scratch. So what I've done is I have just a basic yellow cake mix, and we're going to turn this into a luscious lemon loaf. So my son loves lemon cake, lemon loaves, and since it's Christmas, I just decided, even though I have another dessert planned for tonight, I'm gonna make a couple quick lemon loaves for my son. So I'm gonna take some clean lemons and I wanna start zesting them. So I wanna get about 3 tablespoons of lemon zest, and you wanna make sure you just get the lemon part, not the white pith. So while I was zesting my lemon, I got about 3 tablespoons of lemon zest. I went ahead and juiced a couple of lemons as well. So all I'm gonna do at this point is take my yellow cake mix. Now the secret to this lemon loaf is that we're gonna add our zest directly to our cake mix before we put it together and prepare it. The reason that we're doing this is that we want to release as many of the oils from the lemon zest into this as humanly possible. So we are just going to stir this up, keep stirring. You're going to smell this amazing lemony smell because this zest is all being incorporated into this cake mix. So this is just a great way to make a lemon loaf when you're in a hurry. Now we're going to take our juice that we just juiced, and we're going to take about 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. And then we're going to follow the directions on the back of the box. So after we've got our cake mix all put together, I'm just going to throw it into a loaf pan. Now I've got this isn't a real big loaf pan, but I'm gonna have it kind of cook over the pan. I'm okay with that. If you want a smaller one, go ahead. I'm just taking this for Christmas, so I'm gonna be slicing it before I go. I'm gonna kind of shake it on the counter to get the bubbles out, and I'm gonna bake this at 350. Well, my little lemon loaf is out of the oven. I decided to make another little one just for my son. So let me show you how it came out. It smells so good in here. I love lemon too. And it's just wonderful that this is something that's so easy to do. So I still have a little bit of lemon juice left from those lemons that I juiced. And so all I'm going to do is make a little glaze. Instead of using milk for the glaze, I'm going to use lemon juice and powdered sugar. So I usually take about a cup of powdered sugar and I glaze my cakes twice. I know that sounds like overkill, but what I like to do is glaze them while they're hot, and then when they cool off, I glaze them a second time. Now, I make my glaze really thin because I want it to just pour over the cake. I'm not looking to make a frosting, just a simple glaze. There, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. And I always put a little something underneath it. And I'm just gonna drizzle this right over the cake. These lemon cakes come out so good. They are just so delicious. And once this glaze dries on here, it also makes a really beautiful presentation. All right, so I'm gonna just set this aside. When this cools a little bit, I'm gonna glaze it a second time. Then I'm just gonna let it sit completely, kind of dry onto the cake. And then I'm gonna cut it and I'll show you how I present it for my part when I go to the Christmas Eve tonight. All right, as you can see, the glaze has set a little bit. So all I'm gonna do is put this glaze back over the top. So these lemons are lemons off of the tree in our groves we have here in our association, and they are just so good. I don't know what kind of lemons they are. I think they're Eureka, but I'm not exactly sure. But boy, are they ever good. And they're very tart, but they're very sweet. And when you add them to this powdered sugar mixture, oh boy, what a treat you got. All right. So that's it. About a cup of powdered sugar is gonna glaze this cake, this lemon loaf, just absolutely perfectly. All right, now we're just going to let this sit until it cools. I'd say probably about an hour, and the glaze will set up, and I'm gonna cut it and make it into a little display for Christmas Eve. So in case you have never tried using a cast iron loaf pan for your baking, this comes out with a nice crispy edge all around the edge. You just absolutely cannot beat using cast iron to cook in, especially to bake in. A lot of people think it's just a fry in, but this is a Camp Chef. I actually got this on Amazon and it was relatively inexpensive. It wasn't real expensive like some of them are. So I'm gonna link it in my Amazon store if you're interested in checking it out. Give it a shake. These are really wonderful. Well, our lemon loaf is done, our easy peasy cake mix lemon loaf. And let me just cut it up for you and show how I'm gonna take it tonight for Christmas Eve. So all I'm gonna do is just cut it into slices, just like this. Look how beautiful this looks. It's just gorgeous. So I am just going to put this into little slices and kind of lay them out so that they have a really nice display, just like this. We're gonna give this a try since we've got a little bit of extra. And if you like lemon as much as I do, you're gonna love this cake. Oh, that is so good. Well, I'm gonna get all this put away. I'm gonna let this sit out for an hour or two before I cover it. Just wanna make sure it's not warm anymore before I put the lid on it. And that's it. I'm ready for Christmas Eve. So thanks again for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're having a wonderful Christmas Eve. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a like, a thumbs up, or ring the bell for future notifications. And I'll see you next time.